What aspects of the fire service traditional culture do you believe need to be retained?
Well, I mean, we've obviously heard of many of the positive changes that have needed to take place over the just over the span of different cultures in the fire service and traditions. One of the traditional cultures that I think we can all agree on that needs to be retained is just that behavior of selflessness and just humility, and understanding what the ultimate goal is, that we have a common goal in the fire service, and that is serving the citizens. We cannot lose sight of that in everything that we do. Our pride in our fire stations, our training, our career development, our relationships with one another as fellow firefighters. Educational ultimately help us, better understand how our own safety factors into that, but putting the customer first, is huge. Another traditional culture that I think must be retained in the fire services is tied directly to our camaraderie, and simply referred to as what I like to refer to as the kitchen table. And I'll elaborate on that. The kitchen serves as the heart of many departments. It's one thing that we all have in common throughout the entire world. All firefighters are going to eat and take time to eat. Tables are, customized in the fire stations with logos, and they're positioned to be set around versus just on one side. This service that we're in is so dynamic and ever changing, and we have so many distractions from one another. Cell phones and other mobile devices have drawn our attention to social media platforms and text communication. Convenience has simply taken its toll on tradition, and there's been great increases in call volumes, training needs and requirements, public service events, simple daily duties, and many of these things that we're part of on a day-to-day basis or structured. Meetings have agendas and training sessions have procedures. The kitchen table serves as an outlet for everyone to relax and no structure during a meal or designated breaks from the day. Leaders get to listen and overhear passionate conversations while, also facilitating in the event that the discussions get out of hand. We have the opportunity to have intimate eye-to-eye conversations that have meaning. The fire service, I think everyone can agree that it is based on trust, and it's somewhat hard to develop trust through emails and text, versus a meaningful face-to-face conversation. Heard Chief Freeman mention that he had that eye-to-eye contact with his personnel versus an email, and I'm sure that was very well received. That's how we get that full context of our conversations. This is our opportunity to talk with rather than to sometimes, and actually invest in one another. We get to hear about each other's families and lifestyles and interests, ideas and emotions are shared. We become more diverse in our way of thinking because we have the time at that point to better understand one another's beliefs and attitudes. We get that time to ask why and actually invest in the content of conversations. Probationary firefighters can also take that time to gain confidence in their communication skills because they feel free to speak. Kitchen table also serves as counseling venues and sometimes places for training opportunities. There's been some cases where many firefighters will finish a meal and write a training report because of the in-depth discussion that they had. But this is just one example of tradition which strengthens our camaraderie as well as the trust that we must have in one another to maintain our team integrity and that sense of family that we have.